Welcome back to Hillier Gates Sports Center on the campus of Indiana Butte in Fort Wayne. MIVA conference matchup. Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association, #1 seed IPFW, finally going to play tonight after a 2.5-hour marathon between Ball State and Ohio State. They meet Lewis University out of Romeoville, Illinois, near Chicago. Let's go down right now to Jim Orr, the public address announcer, and pick up the starting lineups.
For tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Lewis University Flyers. A 6'4" freshman center from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, #2, Doug McBride. A 6' sophomore outside hitter from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, #5, Sinisha Dordovec. A 6'3" freshman outside hitter from Oak Lawn, Illinois, #8, Ken Mersek. A 6'3" freshman opposite hitter from Burlington, Ontario, Canada, #9, Anthony Fenton. A 6'5" sophomore middle attacker from Orangeville, Ontario, Canada, #11, Chris Borden. And a 6'6" freshman middle attacker from Arlington Heights, Illinois, #13, Sean Sultan. The Flyers are coached by Dave Doiser. And now for your IPFW Mastodons. First, a 6'7" freshman middle attacker from Grand Rapids, Michigan, #14, Mike Termolen. A 6'3" sophomore swing hitter from Chanhassen, Minnesota, #6, Brad Perdides. A 6'5" junior swing hitter from Detroit, Michigan, #12, Craig Collins. A 6'6" junior middle attacker from Ponce, Puerto Rico, #7, Felipe Ralat. A 6'4" senior opposite hitter from Yaco, Puerto Rico, #15, Norman Almodovar. And a 6'8" senior setter from Woodburn, Indiana, number 10, Lloyd Ball. The Mastodons are coached by Arnie Ball. Assistant coaches Dave Schmidlin, Lauren Gebert, and Mark Franke.
Headgear for both teams tonight.
I would say.
Anthony Fenton and Sean Sultan on the Lewis side have their hair dyed blonde. For IPFW, perhaps the best one of the night, Norman Almodovar. That's Lloyd Ball's hand. Handprint would say, I guess, on his head. They shaved. Lloyd put his hand on Norman's head and they shaved around it. Brad Proditis has a bullseye on his head because they were really nailing him in the face in practice just yesterday. And Lloyd Ball, the Dennis Rodman of haircuts in volleyball, has the arrow going down in the back and has some Shaq-like sideburns working for him as well. It's all a part of the game. This team has come together. They're using the haircut.
They are.
To bring about some team unity, and they've had a lot of fun with it.
They certainly are, and they need that kind of off-court togetherness because it certainly translates into on-court production.
Okay, Lewis going to serve it up first, the setter, Doug McBride on serve. Lewis University coach Dave Doiser said today they have to play a near flawless game, a perfect game to stay in the match with IPFW. They went 4 with IPFW up at Lewis. They've lost 3 straight here. What a big swing to start it off.
That's a great swing, and it's a perfect choice to get Brad right in the game immediately. Totally rips that ball.
Boy, this team is really ready to play, Tim.
They look like they're just climbing to get on top of things here.
Okay, this is McBride setting in a strong put down by Borden. Didn't see that last night. Chris Borden with a 4-skill attempt. He's number 11. Touched on it last night. This Lewis team, they went up north of the border to Canada. Got 4 Canadian national players. Bad pass by Almodovar. IPFW has to dump. They do.
I think
4 starters.
The first thing you need to notice that I'm looking at is I'm looking at the Lewis setter, McBride, to see how tight he's going to set the ball tonight. If he sets it like he did last night, which is a lot of trap sets, they're going to be in trouble real quickly because IPFW will block the snot out of those.
And Fenton gets a hand on that one and converts. And boy, I tell you what, this is not going to be any gimme.
They do. Lewis has to have 6 peak performances and hope that Loy has a bad night.
Well, they're up 2-0 right now. On serve is Anisha Dordovic. Loy blocked at the net there, still up. Boy, Lewis celebrating a little early. Fenton and Proditis cannot cover. Fenton with his 2nd kill of the night. And Lewis out quickly, 3-0. Service error.
And the question is, how long can Lewis last? I think is the question. How long can they mentally last in this match?
A lot tough serve. Mercick handles it. Fenton with a hitting error.
And that kind of error is brought on by a solid block. He's looking to go around the block because he knows the block's there. Tried to cut a real sharp angle. Couldn't pull it off.
1-3, Relat on serve. Dordovic up with it. McBride setting the middle. Termolen cannot block. Borden 3 kills. Off quickly.
Yeah, they're going to the middle right away. If they get a good pass, they're saying you're going to have to stop us in the middle.
Borden will serve at 3-1. Almodovar, good pass. Termolen dug up. Mercick, 2-man block, stuffs it in between Ball and Termolen.
That's a bit of a lucky play there. Mike gets his body next to the net. They got a nice roof because that set is too tight if you're going to go against the height of that block.
Quick hitter, no outside. Almodovar going cross court. First kill for him. And IPFW siding out. Ball will jump it up at 1-4.
There's a jump floater. It's called, I'm trying to come up with a name for it. The only thing I can think of is it's a jump power floater. And that most people, when they do a jump floater, they do it right next to the line.
Woo! Big block, Mike Termolen, Craig Collins.
Nice one. But But Loy does his jump floater from way behind the line. He's the only player in the country I've ever seen attempt to try this. And then he does his jump serve way back there and turns it into a floater. There it is again. Didn't make it over the net.
We saw one serve against Ball State where he must have taken off about 40, 50 feet from behind the service line and tried that jump floater. Extremely difficult serve. Here's Collins outside. First swing of the night. Blocked. Up by Perditis. One get it over. Collins with the dink. Straight down. Sultan. First kill of the night for him.
And Mike's just got to get next to the net. He's so far off the net, he's getting a lot of Dranos on him right off the bat here.
5-2. Lewis up. Here's Fenton on serve. Anthony Fenton. Ralat with the overpass. Sultan decides to reset. This is Mercick off the block, tooling off Termolin. And they are spreading it around. 4 players in the kill column for Lewis. 6-2. They are out in front. Fenton to go to the jump. And he tried the jump float.
Crowd lets them know it too. They appreciate that kind of a jump serve.
Boy, Lewis has come out here, and I tell you, the way they're playing right now, they would have beaten Ohio State or Ball State. Almodovar, first service error for him. Ken Mercick. And there is another service error. 2 apiece in that department. Mike Termolin on serve at 2-6. And Mike serves a lot to the 1 zone.
Goes for 5. Nice pass.
Wow, Dordovic. And this team has come out unbelievably hot. A team with a lot of potential.
Yeah, they're playing real well right now. No doubt about it. IPFW's not really giving them anything.
Perditis missing wide. (7-2) Sultan on serve. Ralat.
That's a nice play by the Dons. The only thing I can see in that is the pass was so far over to the left, and Craig kept going with that cross. If the pass is that far over, he's got to change that and go to the weak side.
Collins on serve at 2-7. McBride back setting Sultan, missing wide, no fingertips.
Yeah, that's a pretty good set there, and it really needs to hit that ball in. That pass was a little suspect there by Sinisha. Goes at him again, a little long this time.
Collins service error, 3rd of the night for IPFW. McBride with through run rotation here. It's already 7 points for Lewis. 7-3 your score. Ball with a quick dink. First kill of the night for Loy Ball. Perditis on serve, 3-7. Oh, bad pass. McBride goes and chases Sultan. Termolin up with it, can't keep it in court. Oh, yes, he does!
Oh, it's the dig kill. I guess we'll call that the dig offense.
One more time, look at that.
It's in, right on the line. We'll take it.
Painting the white, 4-7. And Borden going off of Loy Ball.
Boy, they're setting him like a banshee right now. He's getting everything in the front row.
Got him for 4 right now. They went to him the first couple plays. Ralat off the top of the head, and boy, he's got some serious bounce tonight.
Holy buckets. I haven't seen him jump like that in quite some time. He was so far above.
One more look. Boy, does he have the bounce working. And the service error as well, number 4 for IPFW. Tough serve. Almodovar one-on-one, you don't take that.
Yeah, that's going to be a win-win situation for IPFW as long as Normie gets the one-on-one situation. As you can see outside, he'll take him to school every time.
Fenton with a kill, that's number 4 for him. And Lewis is not backing down one bit. 7-4 Fenton to go behind the service line. Now running the offense. Combination play, and Sultan doesn't go for it. Big time block.
Yeah, they are certainly not going with the middles right now, completely reading our middle hitters, and I think quick hitters have to see a lot more balls so that they respect that.
Oh, and another block. Mercick Sultan, it should be a solo for Mercick.
Timeout for IPFW at this point. They need it. They're just not into their offensive flow. They haven't set a whole lot of quick middle, and Lewis is sitting on the second options.
Wow, I never would have expected this. It's 9-4 Lewis University. They jump out 3-0 right away. Bradforditis puts one down with authority to start the game.
After that, just hasn't been there. Serves out, that 4-out serves. Just no blocking yet. People not blocking the way they should technically. Not a lot of excitement on the Don side of the court right now.
Now Lewis coming into tonight hadn't really beaten a lot of big name programs. They beat Ohio State. But their other 4 wins in the conference were against Quincy and Wisconsin, Milwaukee. They're 20-11 coming in. Such a young team, you never know if they're going to be up and down, and their focus has been a problem. Collins putting one down. What an incredible get that time by Lloyd Ball to give Collins a hittable set. Absolutely fabulous play. Diving and puts the ball up perfectly. Adds some topspin for Collins, and Collins takes care of it. Mercick, nice pass. Sultan from behind, ball chases. Still alive, Almodovar retrieves. Ball's going to dump it over. Good get by Almodovar. Let's see if Lewis can capitalize. Mercick off the block. And Craig Collins, just watching him that time, he is so far off the net with his blocking technique, he doesn't have a prayer of blocking a ball at this point. But Lewis, we alluded to last night, they lost their backup setter. Tragically shot himself in the dormitory there at Lewis 3 weeks ago. And they went out that night. Collins does not make it over. He went out that night and played in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, beat them in 4. And talking with Lewis head coach Dave Deuser, he said the team really realized at that point in time that volleyball is secondary. They came together as a team, but the focus sometimes has not been there. And that's McBride. A lucky play there by IPFW, because that ball should have been killed by McBride. He should have just pounded that ball to the floor and be up 12 to 4. Fenton over there asking for something. I'm not sure what. 11-4. Lewis is out, and boy, they are really putting it on IPFW right now. Mercick with a shank. Termolen with an ace. There's the one serve we were talking about. It's extremely tough to handle, as you can see right there. Cuts right in the path of the middle hitter who's coming crossing around. Now is he going to go there or 5 zone? He tries to go back and squeeze it. Another shank by Mercick. And now Fenton has to hit top spin off the back row, the fingertips. And Michael, he has to get that ball. He's the middle back, and it's an easy play off the middle hitter, off the middle block, and just kind of make the play. Sultan on serve at 11-5. This is Proditis against a 2-man block. Into the net. Lewis, I believe that was Borden that time. IPFW the side out. Craig Collins on serve. And Collins and Termolen really have improved their serves. Oh, what a dink. Dordovic. Yeah, Craig's got to make a smarter play than that. The guy's way off balance. He's running in. He's not going to hit the ball. Don't stay back here in the back corner. Move up and play that ball. Bride. Slide behind Roulette, and they've got to find him a little more often. And Pepa is hot. He's on his game. It's obvious he's seeing, he needs to see the ball a ton here. Proditis on serve, 5-11. Mercick handles nicely. McBride going wide. Fenton. Left-handed, and Coach Ball liked this guy's arm. He's really got a cannon. It's a nice swing. 5 kills for him on the night. 11-5. This is Dordovic. Going wide, one-on-one. Sultan trying to come up with it. Cannot. Side out. IPFW Roulette on serve. They're really working Mercick over right now. Yeah, as well they should at this point. Oh, and we've got a little through the net there. A little through the net at Sultan. Sultan and Lloyd Ball got after one another when these two teams hooked up here at home. And there was one sequence where Sultan had a kill attempt, a whiff that time. Almodovar with a tip. Mercick dinks it. Free chance for IPFW. And half kill, half dink attempt that time, just sort of a push straight down. That's a great power dink there. That's real good.
Nice play.
Tim, just to finish that point, there was some talking between the net between the two after Sultan had a kill attempt. Volleyball had himself set the next play, and he put one off the face of Sultan. Ooh, two-man block.
Not a good swing, not a good jump by Norman that time. Hit the ball lower than he normally does. Easy ball to block.
Hit right into the stack, too.
But IPFW is right back in this match. It's only 7-11. And, you know, that's anybody's ball game at this point. All you have to do is side out and get the momentum back in your favor, and you're in good shape.
Omar Moran in the lineup right now. Chris Borden getting a rest.
And I think we all realize that if Lewis doesn't come away with his first game, they're going to be awfully disheartened.
Mersick with a block. (12-7) Moran on serve. Almodovar overpass.
Nice pineapple.
Oh, the pineapple, the bailout that time. Almodovar, that pass was going over the net. Boy, ball just flicking it with the right hand to the deep corner. And missing long, second service error for ball. 5 service errors for IPFW. Anthony Fenton on serve. Sultan off the fingertips.
Yeah,
and
Mike's
13-7.
Mike Tremolan is just kind of helpless there in the middle, just not having any kind of confidence in blocking whatsoever.
Second time out for IPFW here in game 1. And Coach Ball is working over Mike Tremolan right now.
Lewis coming out fired up, not making many mistakes here and just saying they've got nothing to lose. Let's play as hard as possible.
Well, this telecast is brought to you in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana. As always, we appreciate their participation in helping bring home these live sporting events. 13-7 the score. Lewis on serve. Anthony Fenton to jump it up. He hits the ball with a lot of topspin. Wow, great serve there. A lot up with it. Collins off the blocker. Reset now. Loy. Tremolan, the noodle.
Yeah, the noodle shot. There it is.
And the noodle referring to Mike's swings on the ball, sort of like a wet noodle. He doesn't really snap the arm yet. Boy, tough pass. McBride goes and gets it.
Nice play by McBride.
Mersick.
Gives him an opportunity to hit the ball.
13-7. Mersick with a kill, goes back on serve. Bernitis bombing.
Big dig. They're in. Not a great approach.
Ooh, blocked by
Still
Collins
anyway.
out of bounds. And here's game point number 1. Mersick to serve it up. 14-7. And who would have thought this? I suppose Lewis would have.
Oh, they're just coming out playing, and IPFW's not at this point. Making a ton of errors.
Mersick, service error. Second of the night for him. We're going to have a substitution. This is a guy who brought him back from 14-6 against Long Beach State. Steve Simonson.
Lewis should win this game. I think you'll see a much more serious attitude by IPFW in the next game.
Fenton off the block, still alive. 2 to get it over. Ball going to reset. Going to Bernitis. Cross court, dug up by Almodovar. Ralat in the middle.
And that's that quick transition we're talking about that neither Ohio State or Ball State has.
The difference being there were a lot of options on that play.
Definitely.
Sultan dug out by Ball. Outside, Bernitis has 2 people up. Ooh. And the touch is called.
Must have gone off the setter, McBride, I believe. Nice shot there.
Wow, that was a big play. Collins setting it out wide. Everybody in the house knew where it was going. McBride backs it. Sultan blocked by Ralat out of bounds. Substitution, Chris Borden coming back in the front row. Moran will have a seat. Sultan to serve up game 2. It's 14-9. Or game number 1 rather to get to game 2. See if they go at Almodovar. They go to Perditis. Ooh, tough pass for ball. Coming back to him. One-on-one block. McBride closes out game number 1 with a solo block. 15-9. Lewis.
Shocks IPFW. They didn't know what hit them there. Got 15 points before, gosh, I don't know how much time elapsed. Maybe 10 minutes or so. Didn't take long.
This one didn't take very long at all. 15 minutes for the first match, first game in the best of 5 match. 15-9, Lewis coming out. They spread the wealth around quite evenly. Fenton had 5 kills. Borden jumped out early. He had 5 as well. And we did not see him on the quick attack last night. You're seeing a crisper Lewis offense tonight. They really sped it up. 15-9, your score in game 1. We're going to take a break right now and be back with game 2 action right after this message.
Championship Volleyball. Dig it. May 6th and 7th, catch all the action as the men's NCAA Championship Volleyball Tournament comes to the Memorial Coliseum. The top collegiate teams in the nation will slam, jam, block, and save on their way bidding for the top spot in the nation. Don't miss top-ranked men's volleyball at its best. The NCAA Men's Championship Tournament at the Memorial Coliseum, May 6th and 7th. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations and the Coliseum Ticket Office. Hurry, they're going fast.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Mental illness. We fear it. We laugh at it. We scorn it. We think it's shameful. But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
Well, welcome back to the Gates Sports Center. Game 2 about to get underway. Tim, in game 1, you really can't say that Lewis didn't earn that. They did.
No, they did.
Oh, what a fast offense they ran. It's not that IPFW came out tight, really. It's that Lewis ran their offense to perfection.
They did. They did everything that they wanted to do, and they executed it. Basically, they earned the victory. And IPFW, I'm not sure if they were expecting Lewis not to play like that or expecting them to fold or whatever. But I believe there's this principle of 50-50 in that if you believe the other team has an equal chance of winning the game, you will perform at your highest level.
I really don't think that there's any panic whatsoever on the IPFW bench right now. They've gone for with Lewis before up at their place. But you might see Ricardo Solar coming in.
Oh, you very well might, and you also might see
Perditis
Davenport. You might see Davenport as well for Craig if Craig's not going to produce on the right side defensively or offensively or anything.
Craig hasn't had a lot of swings yet tonight. You got to feel Paper Rollat is the man who's going to get things jump started in the middle. And normally when the middle starts to work, that's when everything starts clicking. Collins will serve it up in game number 2. Same starting lineups for both teams. Ken Mersick, number 8, going to be in the middle front, or excuse me, the right front. Borden in the middle. Fenton on the outside. They're going to Fenton first, and a big block for a Lawton ball.
That's a good sign.
And Tim, one of the key points that I know Coach Ball has worked on is rotations in practice, particular rotations that he felt needed some work. And this is one of the strong ones on the block. Collins cannot come up with it.
And Collins, I mean, he's talking to Loy like it's Loy's ball. I mean, it's right dang near hit him. He had to almost play dodgeball to get out of the way. He's just got to make the play and don't look at other people.
Collins out of the back row. Sultan, the big block, still up by Sultan. What a great get by Dordovic. Got to get it over.
They do. It hits.
Oh, it hits the overhanging speaker. What a great attempt, though, by Dordovic, going in 2 rows deep in the stands. And I tell you, this Lewis team, they play like that.
They're fighting. They're fighting. They're scrapping.
McBride is serving 1-0 in game 2. Mercer, good pass. McBride working the middle. Boarded.
They're working a nice offense right now.
Borden on serve at 0-1. Almodovar, good pass. Backs at Collins. Catching the line, and Craig is the type of player, he's talked to me about this before, where he needs to get his confidence early.
Yeah.
And that sets him up the rest of the night. That's a good confidence builder right there. Had a lot of court to work with, found the corner. That one going wide, Sultan with a hitting error. And it's 2-0.
It looks as though IPFW is serving very tentatively. They're not serving as hard as they have in the past, not as hard as they did against Stanford. And it's an easy pass, and they're able to run their offense once again. They got all 3 options there. The Dons have to put some serious pressure on these guys. Make those passers work. Break them down.
Tim,
not doing it right now.
Tim, when you talk about easy passing too, they're serving right into Mersick's hands. He's having no problem moving around. A one-on-one block. Sultan going up with Termolden. They're not serving to, the shoulder or making them move around to go get the ball.
Yeah, they don't have to even move.
Benton's got a good jump. Termolden to Noodle. Boy comes right back to him.
Noodle is definitely not in this match yet. He's struggling to find himself right now, and he doesn't necessarily have to be in the match for the Dons to win. He just has to do some things right, like block. And he's not even close right now to blocking a ball.
And that play was set up by Dordovic. The pass.
It was, and it was a nice 31 fake into a 12, what I call a 12, and a 2-ball right in front. And there we go, and Mike doesn't even go up for the hit. I mean, he's got to go every single time. He's just completely out of it.
2-2, Lewis on serve. Service there by Mersick, his third.
And the problem the Dons have is they don't have a whole lot of options because they don't have any middle hitters on the bench.
Tough serve by Almodovar. 3-man block up. Pancake comes up with it, Relat. And it was called by Patty Salvatore.
It was a back row attack. He was on the line when he went. I think he was.
Point IPFW, Almodovar to jump it again. Another bullet overpass. Proditis up with it is Borden. The joust. Still alive, 2 to get it over. Outside, Proditis hanging, and that was a mistake by Proditis.
Yeah, that wasn't even close to hitting that ball. You got to hit that ball deep, high in the court. Get it back there. Don't go for a sharp angle. A really tough shot to hit.
Sultan on serve at 2-3. Coming right back. Loy is trying to get the confidence established. Once a player makes a mistake, he goes right back to them. Proditis responding.
Play is set up well by the pass. It's all in the pass.
Mike Termolden has really improved as a server. That time handled easily. Ball comes up with it. Boy, that was a push by Sultan, not called. Ball has to dump it over. Now the reset. McBride jumping. 2-man block was there, but Proditis a little too far off the net.
Yeah, they're just not setting up properly on the block. They're off the net. They're reaching backwards instead of over the net.
Doug McBride on serve, one of the 4 Canadians. Combination play, and when you have a lot one-on-one or one-on-none, you can put it in the book.
And Lewis hanging right in there. You can see right there. Should have had a blocker up, obviously.
Oh, one of the first mistakes we've seen for Lewis. That's inside the antenna, though. Lloyd jumps at him. Oh, Roland cannot capitalize.
Not a good connection there at all. Lloyd didn't get the ball out where he needed it on a slide approach. Another transition play. The score is pretty much even at 3-2 here.
It's a tough play in transition. Jump set to Relat. And there is one man that can't be stopped in the middle. It is Paper Relat. Off the block is Mercick. Tim, this is certainly a different Lewis team than we saw last night.
Much
they're,
different.
They're a young team, so they sort of play to the team's level across the net that they're playing.
They can, but also with a young team, they tend to fold under pressure.
Oh boy,
And
Almodovar.
right now,
They seem to be thriving on it right now. Fenton with the kill. What's the call?
and right now it's a little reversal here.
That was off your attacker.
Ball outside the antenna.
I can't see that.
Hit
That's
the antenna.
Ball's called out here.
Loy. Okay, just tell him no, he doesn't need to be that demonstrative and pointing right at him, okay? We don't need that. So ball's out of bounds off your hitter.
Like I say, one of the characteristics of a young team is they'll play to the level of their competition, but they also will tend to fold at the end of matches when the pressure gets on. We'll see how that develops as we go here.
Fenton,
Trap
big
set.
swing, Almodovar.
Yeah, that's a trap set. And you just can't set the ball that tight or you're just going to get crushed.
And Norman Almodovar had the hands cupped on the ball. 4-2 IPFW. McBride sending Fenton going down the line, misses. And what a tough angle that was. I don't know why he took an approach like he was going to go cross court, squared his shoulders then to go down the line. Very, very difficult kill attempt.
Obviously worried about Norman blocking him.
Outside, this is Mercick off Tremolin's head.
Boy, Mike is just not setting up well at all on the block. It's just horrible. I'm watching him, and he's not in position. He's reaching, his shoulders are behind his head. He's not reaching out in front of him, not moving his feet. It's not moving for him.
That'll go down the books as an ace, but Bernitis really shanked that one, just did not go down and get his body underneath the ball. And Fenton responds with a service error.
Score is 5-3 for the Dons, and Lewis just hanging right in there.
Absolutely. Have not seen many mistakes on Lewis's part. Tough served, up. Now Fenton has to dump it over. Oh, it's still up? No.
And there's the opportunity that the Dons have to convert on, and Craig is just not ready to play defense tonight.
Ken Mercick on serve at 3-5. Tough pass. Ball brings it back. Collins, no tip. Missing.
You may see Scott in there pretty soon for Collins unless he turns it up here.
Collins has not got off to a quick start. Bernitis. Termolin.
Score 5-4 for the Dons.
Norman Almodovar on serve with the jump float. Blocked out of bounds by Collins.
That ball just has to be stuffed. It's so tight to the net. It's an easy block if you have the proper technique. And
Tim, what is the proper technique?
Well, your hands have to be in front of you, and you can't bat at the ball. You can't swing at the ball as a blocker.
Oh, mistake that time. Bernitis took the wrong approach. It's tied up at 5 apiece.
And that's what Craig does on the right side. His right shoulder comes off the net, and he tries to bat at the ball. And every time he does that, you know, the chances of timing the ball perfectly are very nil.
Boy, and Ralat out of the back row. He has been the saving grace right now.
Yeah.
7 kills for Ralat.
If, however, you just hold your hands over the net and just wait like a backboard and don't move when the attacker hits it, the ball's going to go down.
Sultan out of the back row, missing long. 7-5 now. Scratch at 6-5. Mike Termolin on serve. Tough set. What a set that time by McBride.
It's a great set. And Craig's just not making any adjustment. I can see it from here, and you know, if we had slow-mo with a camera on that, you could see his right shoulder is way off the net.
Service error, McBride. Collins on serve. Let's see where he goes with it. He too has a good one-zone serve. Boy, Borden hit that one on the way down. Almodovar has to set. Perditis, the line shot. And that time he was meaning to hit that one into the tape, off the tape.
Yeah, that was a bit of a lucky play for the Dons here. It's a little bit of a mix-up on who's going to set that ball.
Mercick overpass. Perditis touched it.
Oh, I think that ball might have been in the plane there, and she didn't. She called it us over. Dons are over, and Pepa interfered with the setter. I'm not sure that was the right call from our advantage point. It looked like that ball was in the plane.
Tough serve. Perditis up with it. Ball with a dink. Here we go, overpass. Dordovic cannot come up with it. Dordovic with a great dig attempt the first time, even to get it back. Here's another look at it. Sprawling and ball smartly putting it back to the vacated area where Dordovic was sprawled out. Borden with a cut shot across his body, and he is playing well. I tell you, this Lewis team is really a lot of fun to watch right now. They are playing at a very high level.
They are. They're just taking the Dons to school in how to set up an offense.
Oh, man, Relat. He just brings so many weapons to the table.
Oh, yeah.
Right
and when you don't have the perfect set to hit your favorite set, put the ball deep in the corner. Out of the middle, you're bound to score. Nobody plays defense there.
He turned and looked for that ball, turned his shoulder. Saw the opening, the block at the net by Almodovar. Termolin has to sit now. Almodovar has to dump it over. McBride, Sultan, and Perditis.
I'm just not sure what Mike is even thinking about. I mean, it was obvious that Lloyd just set him the ball so he could set it to Norman, and Mike just completely bails out of the play.
Fenton on serve at 5-7. Termolin, the noodle, the off speed goes again. I'll tell you, Mike Termolin, though, is a resilient type of person, though. He handles the adversity and the criticism.
He can take as
service
much
ace, Sloy ball
as you can dish out. You can rail on him and go at him, and he'll keep coming back for more and get better.
And the house begins to rock a little bit. Sultan saying, bringing it my way. Sultan up with it. Now Fenton with a kill attempt. Block at the net, still up. Termolin got a block on that one. Mercick, deep block. Termolin, Almodovar. And this could get it going. And Mike came up big that time. Lloyd kicks the ball into the stands. That might draw a yellow. Wow. We didn't expect this tonight. We thought it'd be tomorrow night, the great matchup.
Yeah. This is what the Dons have been looking for, a little momentum here, and they're getting it.
Well, while we have this break, Tim, we have to do these. So I'll read this. You've been taking the time off here. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming. You've heard it before. If you haven't sent in for your free program guide, all you have to do, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 IPFW 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805, or you can even pick up the phone 481-6000. As we mentioned, soccer World Cup coming in. There's a shot of Dave Doiser. Boy, what a job he's done. First year that this team is a varsity team, and he has taken.
There's that play again, and
ooh, Sultan missing.
Yeah, this time
wide open.
Norman comes in to help out as once again Mike was a little late in picking that up.
3 straight points off the serve of ball. Fastball just missing long.
10-5 is the score in the Dons' favor.
Mercick on serve. Boy, that one's close to going out of bounds. Coming back for Norman. Almodovar. Norman likes that. Anytime he can get a one-on-none, he'll take it. He's normally used to getting doubled up on the outside.
Definitely. Crowd is into this one, and that's what the Dons need. That'll put some added pressure on Lewis.
Ooh, Lloyd Ball gives him the psych job, pulls back. McBride tried to catch him sleeping. Thought he might have had a little space there. We're going to have a substitution for Lewis now. Omar Moran coming back in. Ken Mercick coming out. Moran's going to dig up some balls in the back row. And Almodovar and Ball, you have the two lethal jump servers on this team for IPFW. Back to back. Imperative. A good pass here for Lewis. They get it. This is Sultan dug out of there by Rolat. Termolin with a big swing. Dink still alive. Got to get it over this attempt. Perditis. Oh, poor approach. He should have just taken one step there, break with the other foot. Two-step approach. One and then break.
He decided too late to hit the ball and never really got off the ground.
Collins combination play, just catching the line. And that was off speed, but it goes.
Craig's not connecting with the ball at all at this point. He's waffling it like Noodle does. Having trouble fitting in yet.
Not on top of the ball. Normally we talk about Craig's arm swing. Termolin, tough serve, up by Moran. Big put down by Dordovic.
Gosh, it's just so awful. Craig's blocking. His hands are way behind his head when Lewis is contacting the ball. He just doesn't have a prayer. Not even close to a prayer of blocking that ball if he's going to bat like that.
Overpass. Up for it, Ball trying to block Dordovic, but he capitalizes. 6-11 now. Lewis trying to steal it back. This is McBride on serve. Almodovar. Combination play, Collins, and that'll get him up a little bit.
He needed that. You know, if you can't block well, at least hit well.
And you know, Craig is much more effective out of that back row, but he's had trouble right now out of the back row finding the end line. He's hitting a lot of his blue ball sets out of the back row long. There's an arrow by Lewis. Almodovar with a back set to Ball, and that is senior leadership right there.
Whoa, that's a big time set from a non-setter. Don't teach your non-setters to do that, folks. Only professionals should try that.
The degree of difficulty on that one off the scale. Down on his knees, a back set to Lloyd. And Lloyd called that play. Almodovar fails to cover up, and this Lewis team will just not go away. Another substitution.
They'll just side right out. You get 1 point, they're going to make it side out right away.
Moran out. Ken Mersick back in. Sanisha Dordovic on serve. Dug out. And Lewis complaining that that ball was still on their side of the net.
Oh, that ball was definitely was in the plane. There's no doubt about that. They might have been complaining that he threw the ball. Now that's a judgment call by the referee, as you can see right there.
Dink attempt, and that time into the net was Fenton. Point IPFW.
It was the net. Yeah, it was. Somebody was in the net.
Oh, we have IPFW into the net.
It was pretty obvious.
Okay, so side out for Lewis. Chris Borden on serve at 6-12. Got Rolat.
Is just in total connection with Lloyd. Just total connection, as you see right here. It's not going to stop that.
Back to live action. This is Sultan over the middle, and he tools off Termolin. And Sultan is really, he's fun to watch. He is a pointer. He does a lot of trash talking.
Yeah, he does. And Mike's not a trash talker.
Almodovar off McBride for the kill.
And off Jim Orr, our announcer here tonight. Took one off the cranium.
Dangerous profession down there in press row. Tough set for Fenton, had nowhere to go with it. Ball goes and gets it, reset for Almodovar, dug out by Fenton. Now they're going back to him. Boy, IPFW was in the net, got away with it that time. Termolin hit the net. Dink attempt, still upped by Sultan. Now Sultan has to dump it over. Termolin the Noodle.
Noodle through the net, huh? Did you see that? Noodle yells through the net at Sultan. I've never seen that.
Timeout Lewis, it's 13-6 IPFW. And Lewis, the Flyers giving IPFW all they can handle in game number 2. Tim, take us through this play. Mike Termolin,
well, it's
he was
just
into
a long
the net
rally.
on the block.
Yeah, it's a heck of a rally, and the Dons come up with a good play here. And as you see right there, he's yelling through the net. It's kind of hard. He's right. Craig's in the way there, but IPFW gets the good pass to run the transition, middle attack, and after it's over, turns right and looks at Sultan right in the face and yells at him.
Well, I tell you, this is a harbinger of what's to come. Lewis University, they start 4 freshmen and 2 sophomores.
4 freshmen, 2 sophomores.
They
I'd
are going to
say
be a
they've
terror
got-
if this team stays together. They are really going to be a tough team.
They've got, including this year, 3 years left together.
Unbelievable, and they are fully funded, 4.5 scholarships, the greatest amount allowed by the NCAA. That's Mercick off the block of Almodovar, 4.5 scholarships, fully funded program. And they're going to make a run. The MIVA title next year. Mercick, another serving error. He has 4. And Almodovar on serve, it's 13-6 IPFW.
Just out, just out. Not by much.
It's a good attempt. You try and put the pressure on. That was very close to being in. Perditis with the hang into the antenna. Lewis with the point. Sultan on serve at 7-13. Serve just ticked the net. Service error. Mike Termolin on serve, and he has a service ace. Where's he going to go? 1 or 5?
Looks like 5 the way he's setting up. Goes to 6.
Dordovic with the kill. Tim, we can run down those zones one more time for people at home.
In the service area, if you're facing the net on your side of the court, the service area in the right back part of the court is 1. Short right front is 2. Middle front is 3. Left front is 4. Left back is 5, and middle back is 6. Craig is serving at 1 right there. That's a 1 serve.
Still alive. Perditis couldn't touch it. Verlat up with it. Blocked out of bounds. Fenton.
Lewis hanging right in there. They haven't folded at all.
No.
Making IPFW earn every point of it.
7-13. This is Sanisha Dordovic on serve. Good serve. Back set for Collins. Bombing back row, missing long. And that's Collins' fault. Once again, out of the back row, he just has not dialed it in.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't gotten the rhythm at all. Offensively or defensively, he's just kind of out there right now.
And a service error. Good serve by Dordovic. Wind current inside the building, just taking it outside the line. Perditis on serve at 13-8. Mercick. 2-man block. He stuffs it through a Latin ball. Big play. Lewis not really showing any finesse. They're going straight up with the Volleyball right now.
They are. They're just beating them.
Loy with a dink, and you forget about him in that front row. Mercick did not go up with it. It's Mercick's job to get up there. Mercick with a shank. They got a reset to him that time. All set up. Good serve by Verlat, and this could be game 2. 14-8. IPFW Verlat trying to serve it out. Big drive to set. Mercick off Termolin's head. Verlat comes up with it. Can get it over. Perditis doesn't. Oh, he does. That was off the block, but Sultan puts it down.
That was a nice recovery by the Dons. Lewis just makes a great transition play out of it, though.
No.
Hit his foot. It looked like it hit his foot there. I saw it bounce forward, but...
as long as he doesn't touch it, Tim, it's
right.
just like tennis.
Right, if he doesn't touch it, but I thought his foot hit it as it came down.
I don't know what type of noodle we would call that one.
Ooh, it's about as noodle-ish as you can get.
They just rolled the flour, I tell you. 14-8 ball to try to serve it out. Tough serve, Fenton with a great pass. Mercick, Relat digs, overpass, Sultan with a hang. Proditis ups it. Collins now trying to set. Almodovar, board and digs. Dug again by Proditis. Ball the reset. Almodovar put it in the books.
That's game 2. That's a great rally to finish on, too. You earned the point.
15-8, your game 2 score. Lewis won the first, 15-9. We've got a contest here. Even at 1 apiece. We're going to take a break right now and be back. Game number 3 right after this timeout.
A lot of my friends have already retired. But I wasn't ready for that. So I'm still teaching. This time in Belize, Central America. I decided to join the Peace Corps. I love my kids. And the way I figure it, I have the rest of my life to play cards.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
My hero? Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Costner, Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero? Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
The Hilliard Gate Sports Center, the scene right now, we're even at 1 apiece. MIVA conference playoffs. Lewis University, there's a shot of volleyball. Remarkable setting job in that second game. He's got the job right now of trying to get Craig Collins back into the contest, Tim Heffron. And for Craig, it's really a confidence type thing. You give him a couple of easy sets, one-on-nones, one-on-ones, and let him be successful.
Definitely, you have to set it all up with a good pass, and then let him be successful under easier terms. You don't want to have to force him to be successful when he hasn't been in the past in pressure situations where you're basically, you know, your pressure's on. You know he's going to get a double block, and it's tough to be successful then, especially when you haven't been all night. We've just received word here that Richard Nixon has passed away.
Had a stroke 4 days ago and swelling the brain. That's a very bad sign when that happens. So there were 5 living presidents. Now there are just 4. Richard Nixon, he passed away. Let's get back to volleyball, though. Right now, IPFW with a little momentum. Got Brapparditis with a great swing, last point of the game there. And Lewis right now, important that they continue to play well, don't hang the heads.
Yeah, if they play like they've been playing these last 2 games, they have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, no matter what the outcome here.
Same lineups as started game number 1. McBride on serve. Almodovar.
Big swing down the line, and Sultan wasn't ready for that one, caught him off guard.
That was Norman's favorite shot the past 2 years. He's going a lot of cross court this year because he gets doubled up on the line. There's McBride sending Fenton. Almodovar gets a piece of it. Going outside to Collins. 1-on-2, misses long. We have a touch?
And they have a touch, I believe.
Net violation.
Or is a net violation?
I think they called that on Chris Borden. That ball was long, though.
That could have been a toss.
Benton with the dink for a kill.
Arnie giving a little expletive over here on the side, giving his acting rendition of that set.
I tell you, if they win the national championship, he's vowed, Proditis with a shake, he's vowed to let the player shave his head. That time Collins going right off the block, came straight down. They keep playing like this, he's going to lose his hair before he gets a chance to get it shaved off.
Definitely. This'll turn a Coach gray, I'll tell you that.
Here's a good look at the fastball by Almodovar.
Oh, that's just awful. Just plain awful. I mean, it's not like that was a hard hit or anything. He's just not moving his feet.
Overpass almost. Collins converts. Gordovic cannot come up with it. Side out IPFW to Mullen on serve at 1-0.
Yeah, our new noodle man here, Collins, is kind of just getting the ball over there. Nice serve.
Benton finding the line.
Yeah, he's got a nice swing. He's got nice timing. He was moving before McBride set the ball, which means they have a nice relationship in the timing department.
Collins with a put down, and there it is. First time he snapped one over the top. There you talked about it, Tim. Just get him one-on-ones, one-on-nones over the middle.
Let him
then
swing
work your way
hard.
back.
Yep, let him swing away hard.
Coach Ball going over to Lauren Gebert, who is calling the service signals. Not pleased with Collins' serve that time. Mercick has played well against a three-man block, slides it through.
Somehow that ball dribbled over the net.
I don't know where he found an open space there. He's been impressive tonight. Collins out of the back row.
Yeah, that's a little better.
And Tim, Coach Ball stuck with Collins there. He didn't play too well in those first two games. That shows a lot of confidence that he knows Collins can come back.
I think another reason for that is he knows he's going to need Collins tomorrow night against Ball State. It's not as though IPFW has to have all their players on to beat Ball State, but it certainly helps. And Craig is one of the main ingredients offensively as far as out of the back row, hitting the right side, and those kinds of things. He certainly can add a lot of dimensions as far as offensively for IPFW. And I think that's why you see him still in the game, is he wants him to get his confidence back and be ready. As you see this nice transition play to Pepa. He wants him to get his confidence back so he can play tomorrow night.
Benton blocked. The wall by Tremol and Almodovar. So we mentioned Norman sporting the handprint of Floyd Ball on his head. IPFW leading game number 3. 2-1. This is McBride on serve. Collins ticking the tape, got it inside the antenna. McBride thrown off by it a little bit.
Hey, Collins had 3 nice kills right here lately, and I think Lloyd realizes he needs to get him into the match, get his confidence back for the tomorrow night's match.
Wow, that's a service ace. Mercick has done a masterful job at handling the IPFW serve. That one was just too good.
That was pretty good, yeah.
When you make the passer move a little bit, and Mercick was in position, that one is hit right at him.
Oh, great dig by Pepa.
Back set. Termolin blocks Borden, and really Borden.
Just a great dig by Pepa. That's a full heater about 10 feet away, and he digs them. That's called reading lips.
That'll be number 1, Tim. I'll give that to you. I know it's a struggle tonight to come up with some terms. It's his ball.
Oh, that ball's in. Ooh. And it's a touch. They call it touch. Five to 1 our score here with the Dons leading. Here's that jump floater from way back wherever.
Collins with the hang, and Fenton now complaining a little bit.
And really anything's legal on a block. I mean, if you can grab the ball, pull it behind your head and throw it down, that's pretty much legal in blocking.
I'd like to see that, though. Well, right now it's 6-1. IPFW has grabbed that elusive mojo, as Tim refers to it. Got the mojo working right now, as Muddy Waters would say.
Yeah, that dig is like, what else? It's like, what else do you have? What else? I hope you have something better because I can dig that.
Well, I'm telling you, Lewis is going to be a team to contend with.
Oh, yeah, they're just going to be tough. Real tough.
Okay, Tim, you're going to be involved in this. Boys and girls, grades 5 through 12 are invited to attend one of IPFW's instructional volleyball training camps July 11th through the 28th here at the Gates Sports Center. IPFW coach Arnie Ball and Tim Heffron, the volleyball guru of Northeast Indiana, and really, I'm going to say the entire North American continent will be here, and they'll conduct high-intensity training that emphasizes all the basic fundamentals. For more information on how to register, 481-6643. And Coach Ball will take some time off from his golf game. Almodovar with the block. Fenton hit right in two. Almodovar. Mentioned before, there's not a lot of finesse on this Lewis team. Collins missing wide.
6-2 the score here in Don's favor. Need a nice pass here and get a good side out, that's all.
Well, do you have a ball loose on the court here, so you're going to reset.
I don't know where that ball came from, I don't know.
Coach Ball letting one fly over to the other side. Overpass almost. Termolen.
Great save by Loy.
And Almodovar up quickly. They began to smell it a little bit right now. Lewis in a little bit of a lull.
Yeah, you know, and if you don't have a 6-8 setter, that ball's a lift there. If you don't have a 6-8 setter, it's not going to happen.
Almodovar to the jump. Sultan handling it. Really starting to work Sultan over a little bit, and that is what has been missing. Since early in game one, Borden has not had the attacks over the middle.
Brad struggling with his passing. That's not a good sign. Brad needs to, Brad doesn't have to hit extremely well, but he does have to pass the ball. That is his primary concern in the machinery of IPFW's offense.
And Collins off the touch. Side out, IPFW. Termolen on serve at 6-3.
Generous there because I didn't think they touched it, but they'll take it nonetheless. There's that timing play I was talking about earlier. That time Bradley on it.
That set perhaps just a bit too high for Fenton. Had to wait for it. That went straight down. Boy, he is a player.
Yeah, and Brad's not even close to the net, and that's why it's a Drano. Just another Drano.
Shoot set. Relat waiting patiently. Waited till that ball crossed in front of his midline, then smacked it home.
Yeah, Pape is just unstoppable tonight. That is the one good sign I might say for IPFW at this point is Pepa and Loy have the connection.
That time Pepa did not get up. He's the leading hitter coming in for IPFW. He and Mike Termolen, 37% kill percentage. Perditis with the dink. That ball did hit the floor. 7-3, Perditis back on serve. Moran coming back in. Ken Mersick coming out. 7-3, Perditis on serve.
Nice set.
Collins up with it, lift.
Collins just having all sorts of trouble tonight. Just can't seem to read the dig. Really an easy play to make.
tied 1 game apiece. Almodovar blocks, still gets it up. Broditis, Collins was there to cover. Lewis won the first game 15-9, IPFW the second 15-8, 7-4 your score IPFW in game 3.
Lewis fighting hard here. They're down 4-7, but they're right in this puppy. We may have a superstar call.
Borden with the hitting error. Verlat on serve.
Patty saying she was screened by the other folks in the front line, couldn't see whether or not that was a lift.
Tough pass for McBride. Collins trying to hang.
Collins just not in the rhythm at all. Awful dig off of that kind of a play. I mean, that's a relatively easy dig to make if you move your feet and get in position, and just not coming through with the hit then either. Just kind of waffles it over the net.
Broditis, another tough set. Transition play. This is Fenton. Man, is he tough.
Dons just don't have any kind of systematic offensive capabilities. Nice play by Lewis there. Nice transition. Bradley not passing the ball well. Easy double block on the outside there.
Talking about building a house, you start with the roof after they've got the foundation working right now. 6-8, Lewis starting to come back.
Definitely serving tough.
Termolen up, joust. Put down that time, Lloyd Ball.
Lloyd taking matters into his own hands.
And this would be a nice time for a service ace. I suppose any time would be a nice time, but this would be an especially...
Can't hurt.
Especially good time. Termolen and Collins way off the net.
Yeah, they're jumping backwards, for heaven's sakes, and they're late. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Moran out. Ken Mercick back in the front row. 6-8, Lewis. Dordovic on serve. Wow, you cannot stop that. Just too many combinations. You had Collins and Termolen up for the double quick. And then the X behind is Almodovar.
Brown comes on the swing offense here and no block up. Bingo.
Jump float, doesn't work.
Now the Dons are starting to press a little bit on their serve and trying to make something happening that's not there.
The serve has not been especially good tonight, as we've seen it against Ohio. Termolen dumps it over after the shank by Broditis. Fenton a little overly aggressive, had another swing at it. Blocked out of bounds, Mercick can't turn it inside.
And Bradley's just struggling as much as Craig is struggling here with his passing.
I think this one is going to go to zone number 1. They're going to go work Mercick. No.
Yeah, that was a nice serve to kind of a 1.5 between the 1 and the 2 zone there. Make the passer move. 9-6 our score here. Back to zone 5. Nice set.
Off the block, Collins once again not in.
Oh, they're into the net. They're into the net before the ball hit the ground. So it's a point.
Dave Doiser, the coach of Lewis University, talking with the down. Arnie Ball wants Patty Salvatore, the up referee, to get him to play here.
And this is a great move by Dave to slow the game down and ask on what's going on here.
It's a first-year coach at Lewis. It's the first year the program has gone to the varsity schedule at the club level. Good timeout, and you're not charged with one there. Ooh, Sultan blocked by Broditis and Relat, and it's a free one now for IPFW. Relat with a dink.
And Relat knows it. Let Sultan know it through the net after that play's over. He's fired up.
Well, he has been the man tonight for IPFW.
This time, Dave takes a real timeout.
Nice call. I'm impressed with Lewis sticking around. It's 11-6 in game 2. Here's another look. Rowlett, he's such a heads-up player. He decides while he's in the air. He is ready for that swing. You have to be ready for the swing and then adjust to the dink.
Exactly. Be ready in the air, hang there, find your blocker, and do what you need to do to get the ball down.
11-6 the score in game number 3. We're even at 1 apiece. Lewis came out on fire. 3-0, then went up 9-4 in game number 1. 1 point IPFW closed to 2 points, but Lewis just really dominated that game. 15-9, then 15-8 for IPFW in the second. Mike Tremolin on serve. Sultan setting this time, a good opportunity for IPFW. Berditis hangs that time.
There it is. Nice play. That one's out, a little long. Went for a tough one, but they're up 12-6. That's the time to go for that kind of serve. Ball's out of bounds. Man, that's just a great opportunity. One-on-one. Everything's set up.
Almodovar, this is Rowlett. Making a prayer the second time, not answered, or into the net is Rowlett. Underneath. And Borden bailed out that time. 8-12, Fenton on serve. Now Craig Collins will not do the lollipop serve this time, guarantee it. Last time he served it into the net.
That's a little better.
Mercick off the fingertips. Berditis caught the tape.
Guys are having all sorts of trouble finding the court tonight on the outside hitting position. It's just not in the swing of things here.
That was a very tough pass to work with.
Yeah, it was, and once again, 6'8" setter gives you all sorts of angles. You can put it down on the other side. Takes full advantage of that.
Oh, Dordovic going down the line. Lewis trailing. Haven't seen the quick attack to Almodovar all that much this year. They've moved Norman right next to Lloyd to get him more opportunities like that. Earlier in the year, they had him another spot removed from Norman. Or Lloyd, rather, Norman was. Off the block, Rowlett can't retrieve.
Not a good looking play. Just not a good looking play for the Dons. They're just totally out of sync here. Unbelievable. Crowd feels that they're getting a little restless here.
Mercick, good pass. Sultan up with it. Oh, that was a little bit of a push. Boy, that's almost impossible set. Collins dumps. Two-man block, Collins.
Collins just didn't get up. He hit the ball lower than he normally does. And it's just not going to happen if you don't jump at your maximum jump.
Boy, Lloyd Ball had to go down.
Yeah, he's just all over the place. You know, he's got the wrong kind of shoes on. He needs track shoes. They need volleyball shoes. Passes are everywhere.
Almodovar to jump it at 12-9. Missing long by about a foot.
He's going through the motions right now is IPFW. Awful set. That's a bad set. That's not Mike's fault. That's Lloyd's fault there.
Timeout, IPFW. They're letting that lead drain away. It's 2 points now, 12-10 in game number 3. Didn't expect this one to be such a battle, Tim, but
certainly is. They're just giving Lewis every opportunity possible, I think.
Lewis taking advantage of it. They have not folded. The winner, yeah, the winner of this game, Tim. Go ahead, take that. I want to hear you read something.
Tune into Channel 6 to see live coverage of the MIVA Championship action tomorrow evening at 7:30 from IPFW here at Gate Sports Center. You can catch all the action of the MIVA Championship match right here on Channel 6, along with myself. Paul will be calling the action.
Well, I think you could do this solo, Tim. That was an excellent job. Praditis over the block.
I had to try to stretch that one out so I could fit it in right with the serve there.
Nice job, Tim. You are a consummate professional, I tell you.
I don't know about that.
The attendance tonight for the first game, just over 1,000, 1,100. To watch Ball State. And Relat puts down. Beat Ohio State in 4. They will get the winner tomorrow night of this matchup. 13-10, Mike Termolin on serve.
It's a nice serve. They get a great pass out of it, though. And we've seen that before. I tell you what, Brad should just stay over there on the antenna because they're beating him every time.
Anthony Fenton one more time.
Every time in that rotation he gets the ball.
Pretty set.
Eddie coming into the game here, trying to make something happen as a spark plug. Not sure what he's got on his head.
I'm not even going to hazard a guess. He's got some design in the back. He's going to play in the back row. See if he can dig some of these kill attempts up. Almodovar gets a hand on it. Relat over the middle. Tipped at the net. Sultan trying to be a little too clever that time. And the miss hit by McBride.
Goes for the old hand shot. Didn't catch him. It'll cost him a point. We're at game point, 14-10. Crowd wants them to see it. They want to end this thing right now.
Dangerous team, Lewis. Take the opportunities when it happens. That time, Mercick almost into the net. Still up, Almodovar. No, called down by Patty Salvatore.
Well, I thought he had that pancake up because it changed directions. And when the ball changes directions, that's a pretty good indication that your hand got underneath the ball.
Ooh, blocked off Collins by Dordovic. Point Lewis. 11-14, Ken Mercick on serve. And Praditis off McBride. And Tim, here's another chance for IPFW to win this game. Get another look at Praditis. But this
I'd say this ball's either going back row to Fenton or it's going to the middle.
Overpass. Still alive, got to get it over. IPFW wins game number 3. They're up 2-1. 15-9, 8-15, 11-15. IPFW 2-1 leader. Tim, I was going to make the point. You know, IPFW wanted to make a statement in this tournament.
Well, they did.
Regarding the seeding, should they win this tournament regarding the seeding for the Final Four. And this performance right now does not help them whatsoever.
Well, it's not helping them. They're not going to look at games per se as matches. We'll look at who wins matches, not how many games you've won. And they'll go head-to-head with competition against the other teams in the Final Four. So it's really irrelevant on how many games they give up in this particular match, as long as they win the match.
Got to put first things first. They're up 2-1. We're going to take a break right now. Be back with Game 4 action right after this.
Championship Volleyball. Dig it. May 6th and 7th, catch all the action as the men's NCAA Championship Volleyball Tournament comes to the Memorial Coliseum. The top collegiate teams in the nation will slam, jam, block, and save on their way bidding for the top spot in the nation. Don't miss top-ranked men's volleyball at its best. The NCAA Men's Championship Tournament at the Memorial Coliseum, May 6th and 7th. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations and the Coliseum ticket office. Hurry, they're going fast.
You made it.
Hey, I couldn't have gotten through physics without you.
Yeah, well, you're on your own at college.
It's not fair.
That's all right. I'm gonna get a job, you know, I'm gonna start working, I'm gonna save, and I'll be in college in another year or two.
So, what do you have planned, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go home and make a sandwich. Okay.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Vince, come on, we're late.
This headbanging is more fun than going through a windshield.
Good night from Iron Maiden. Drive home safe. Remember to strap yourselves in with your safety belts. You don't want to end up like Eddie. Belt up. Don't be a dummy.
Time for a little math test. What's the common denominator of the following situations? Time's up, and the answer is algebra. Not what you expected? Neither is the new PBS series I'm hosting. I'm Saul Garfunkel, and the series is called In Simplest Terms. Join me as we bring college algebra down to earth.
The Hilliard Gate Sports Center, the site, the MIVA playoffs. I'm Paul Farba, joined by Tim Heffron, IPFW women's volleyball coach. 2-1 in games. IPFW getting a big battle from Lewis University. They won the first game 15-9. IPFW winners in game 2 15-8 and then 15-11 in game 3. Been a struggle, Tim. You don't seem to think this is going to matter in the long run where the seedings go.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter as far as the Final Four seedings. What they're gonna look at in the Final Four seedings is head-to-head competition first, and then common opponents. And it's all based on match record. It's not based on game record, so to speak.
Same lineup for IPFW. Paper a lot will go to the first serve. Rotation now. Volleyball and Norman Almodovar. IPFW serve has not been as good as it has been in past matches. Against Ball State, it was probably the best I've ever seen it down in Muncie. Took Greg Romano totally out of the offense. He hit 0% for the game. Or he might have hit negative. I'd have to go back and check that. Fenton over the middle, dug out by Perditis into the net. Fenton.
Yeah, I think he was under there.
Crucial dig by Perditis to keep that ball up. IPFW out 1-0. Ralat looking. Lauren Gebert telling him where to serve the ball.
Nice serve. Extremely tough.
Sultan takes a run at it. Here's a good opportunity. Termolin the noodle.
Unbelievable that he's so successful with that shot, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, and I talked with Coach Ball about that. Is it like a Nolan Ryan, Charlie Huff type deal where you got the fastball and the changeup, you know, in different starts? With Ralat, you never know because he can pound it and then he can hit the soft shots. Termolin's just off speed, throws people off into the net that time.
Ooh, big time hit and a big time dig.
3-0 IPFW jumping out. I think the point was made, put these guys away early during the break. Board and blocked by Termolin. That's been missing. One-on-one in the middle. play there. Mike just spreads those fingers out and has a lot of coverage area. This is Fenton. He's been the man tonight. He is really, really impressive. He's going to be the all tournament team for sure. Almodovar, the dink. Mercer comes up. That was Sultan's mistake. He should have upped that ball again.
Yeah, they were looking
Going back to Mercer.
You know, they were both looking. Sinesh and Sultan we're both looking at each other, wondering who's going to play that. Neither one decided to play it.
4-0. McBride has to back set. Too tight for Fenton to handle. Here's ball. Termola, Noodle missing wide. Wide open. Took the shorter part of the court that time.
He certainly did. You got to hit this ball back across your body, not forward where there's no court left.
Collins hanging, and that's been missing too.
Yeah, we haven't seen that this whole match from the outside.
4-0. Almodovar on serve. McBride back set to Fenton. Ball cannot come up with it.
That's that same rotation. And it's just amazing that they don't get two blockers up on it, because that's all they set in that rotation.
Tim, when you talk about C set, what do you mean by that?
It's a back set to the weak side, and it's a timing play. And if you're not in position by the time their setter has the ball, it's over.
Weak side again. That's behind the setter. Up by Almodovar. Almodovar will push it over. Opportunity for Lewis. Mercic outside. 1-on-1. Termola late in getting there, but Collins gave him the line. His arms spread just a little too far apart that time.
Yeah, Craig is not, I don't think he has any blocks tonight.
He had one early on. He had a half block early on. I think that's about it for him.
He's really struggling.
Great serve. Up by Almodovar. Lalott setting Proditis. We have a double hit. And Lewis is not folded. Mercic on serve at 1-4. Proditis off the double block for the kill. Service ace, Craig Collins. Another tough serve. Back set Mercic down the line. Almodovar digging. Collins back row. Fenton digs it out. Going to Fenton. He hits high.
It's a good transition.
Anthony Fenton is 6'3". He is just a freshman, and he is going to be one heck of a ball player.
Yeah, Lewis is definitely a contender.
Off the block, and Collins with a lift. Lloyd Ball questioning the call.
Well, I didn't see much wrong with that ball at all. I mean, it came out of his hands cleanly, went right where he was aiming.
Sultan on serve at 1-6. Proditis, a tough pass. They have to go back to him. And he's blocked. Ball hits him coming down. Sultan on serve. Score should be 2-6. The officials tending to that right now. They have it 1-6 on the scoreboard. Now they have that fixed. Two-man block in that front line when you have Almodovar, Ball, and Lalott in the front row is probably IPFW's best rotation. Collins in the back row. Termola ever improving on the defense. That ball gets down. Doug McBride on serve at 2-7.
Even with a double block up, they can't stop Page on that play. Automatic. Right there, just automatic.
Very confident young man when he says he feels it. It doesn't matter if it's 6-on-1. Of course, that can't really happen up at the net. But boy, and we haven't seen that too much either. The roof from Termolen and Ball.
8-2 is our score here. Dave with a timeout for Lewis. IPFW has a chance to pull away right now as the cheerleaders take the floor.
That was all Lloyd Ball on that one. Getting up late, he was well off the net. Puts the block down anyway. We're going to take a timeout. Be back on the other side.
Tom Laverdetta's book on electrical engineering technology is required reading at dozens of universities in America and abroad. At IPFW, students learn from the expert who wrote the book. Being a successful scholar and teacher isn't unusual at IPFW. To find out for yourself, you could check out the faculty's books. Even better, check out their classes. Call admissions today to learn how you can become a student at IPFW, where experts teach.
Airgate Sports Center. 8-2 the score in game 4. IPFW up 2-1. Relat on serve. Point right now where Lewis has to side out instead. They get bailed out by Relat. Is this team going to practice tomorrow, Tim? IPFW?
Oh yeah, they'll be in the gym in the morning, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went a little harder than normal for preseason practice. See if some people can't get some swings in a game type situation and get on track tomorrow.
8-2 the score. Loy ball. Mercer with a kill.
Looks like IPFW is going to pull this one out here just by sheer determination and time.
Right now, they're just a seasoned team. There's a service ace by Loy Ball, 10-2 the score. When you've got the senior leadership, these guys have been through it, 4 years now, Almodovar and Ball. And Lewis, this is the first time they've competed in this tournament. They've held up rather well. Given IPFW all they've wanted. More than they've wanted.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's just no way that ball comes through.
That
and
ball.
you see Arnie Ball on the bench showing Craig what he's doing. He's got his arms way behind him. It's just amazing that he's just that off in blocking.
Relat out of the back row. Fenton missing long. Almodovar. He wanted to do the jump float.
10-2 our score.
Instead hits full speed. Sultan hitting error.
Not a good set. Sultan didn't have many opportunities there. He just had to try to get it over the net.
Yeah, set wasn't high enough, not on time either. 11-2 Almodovar. There's the jump float, service ace. He caught Dordidick back there napping. Substitution, Wayne Williams.
Oh, this is an interesting
6'6" freshman.
Interesting sub right here. Let's check out how Wayne does. The first time we saw him enter a game early in the season, he was extremely nervous. Hit the net about 500 times, I think, if I remember correctly. Let's see how he does today.
And Wayne is out of Jamaica. 13-2.
Timeout by Lewis, as I think this one's pretty much over regardless. They just had to wait Lewis out. Lewis came out fast and furious, but just couldn't hold on to the intensity level needed to overcome the physical abilities of IPFW.
Great job by Lewis, though. What an effort tonight.
Oh, yeah,
Stuck with IPFW. Those first 3 games, Tim.
They don't have anything to hang their heads about. They're right on top of everything tonight.
All right, should IPFW close this one out, they'll meet Ball State tomorrow night, 7:30. We'll have it for you here on Channel 6. Or you can come out and watch it. I tell you, you really can't appreciate volleyball on TV the way you can appreciate it in person. The speed, and you don't realize that these players are so tall and so fast out there. But we'll have that for you. If you don't make it here, tomorrow night, 7:30. 13-2 your score in Game 4. Whoops. And the Robert Plant right there, communication breakdown. And this is for the match. Almodovar to serve it out. 4 straight points. Fenton, the dink attempt. Williams cannot come up with it. A reprieve perhaps. Fenton to jump it at 2:14. Crowd still on its feet. It has been a long night for IPFW, about an hour and 45. Williams!
You could see that one coming a mile away. He had to get a swing before this one would end.
And a little pepper on that one as well. Wayne bringing the gun. He goes back, wants to serve this one out at 14-2. Tough serve. Fenton handles. Outside, Mersick. Book it. 9-15, 15-8, 15-11, 15-2 in game number 4. Lewis just running out of gas, but a great effort by the Flyers tonight.
Excellent effort. Excellent effort.
Tim, it's sort of tough to pick a dandy-don player of the game because really I don't think anybody played up to their capabilities on the IPFW side, but the most consistent player.
Yeah, he's Pepa. I mean, he didn't make any mistakes. I don't know what his hitting percentage is, but it has to be up there. He just played a real whale of a game when the Dons were looking for somebody to hit the ball down for him.
Great effort again by Lewis tonight. Dave Doiser, getting congratulations from Coach Ball. And Lloyd Ball, the huddle right now, singling one more, fellas. The task is to get to the championship game, but last year they overlooked Ohio State, and they're not going to do that this year. They have to win the championship for the MIVA to get there. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, Felipe Relat, Dandy Don player of the game, get his thoughts on the game in hand.
Guy forever. You think I could tell him anything? Why is this so hard? I'm really scared.
It takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm gonna drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
This is just one of the many parts you can play as a young Red Cross volunteer. Volunteer and play your part.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Ma'am, excuse me. Could you help me, please? Sir, could you help me, please? My little girl, she needs blood. Could you help me?
I'm sorry.
Somebody, please. My daughter, she needs blood. Could you please help? Somebody help me.
Imagine if you had to ask for blood to save the life of someone you love. Next time the American Red Cross asks, give blood, please.
This is the increasingly competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay number one in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
What comes to your mind when you think about statistics? Polls, gambling, maybe baseball. Sure, but how about lightning, lobsters, music, chocolate cake, sex discrimination, heart attacks, potato chips, traffic, the ozone layer, Shakespeare, monkeys, dancing, drug testing? If some of these things didn't make your list, then you should be watching public television's new statistics series, Against All Odds.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say.
The power of teaching.
The world won't get no better if we're just
The power to wake up young minds. The power to wake up the world. Teachers have that power. Reach for the power. Teach. I'm Edward James Olmos, and we're recruiting new teachers. Call 1-800-45-TEACH.
Championship Volleyball. Dig it. May 6th and 7th, catch all the action as the men's NCAA Championship Volleyball Tournament comes to the Memorial Coliseum. The top collegiate teams in the nation will slam, jam, block, and save on their way bidding for the top spot in the nation. Don't miss top-ranked men's volleyball at its best. The NCAA Men's Championship Tournament at the Memorial Coliseum, May 6th and 7th. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations and the Coliseum ticket office. Hurry, they're going fast.
And we're back here at the Mastodome, where the IPFW Mastodons have defeated the Lewis Flyers in 4 games. And we at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable cast of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by Channel 6's budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contributions to Channel 6 at IPFW to 101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Now down on the floor, we have our dandy don of the night, Felipe Relat, along with Paul Fauerbaugh. Take it away, Paul.
Thank you very much, Tim. Hey, Pepe, don't run away here. You're becoming a regular on this show here, dandy don player of the game. I tell you, it was a little bit of a struggle that first game, but you were pretty consistent. How did you feel the way, though, that the team played tonight overall?
I think we were, like Lloyd said, fragmented. I mean, we were like, you know, the whole thing. Lloyd mentioned, like, we each of us had a different haircut and stuff. That's not team. That's personal. I mean, tomorrow we're going to have our head shave, and we were fragmented. I mean, we started 2 anxious. First game, we were, like, ready to just get it over with. I'm looking forward for tomorrow. But then we catch up the last 3 games. Norman and Lloyd did a very good job leading the team. I just followed them, and they did a great job.
Okay, we always know you for your offense. You're very successful in the middle. But that last game point for you, the block there, the blocking really has to come. Tonight, Craig struggled with it, and Mike struggled with it early on, too.
Yeah, Craig, he didn't play as like we would like to, but tomorrow he'll feel better. I think he was a little bit pressure. I mean, it's MIVA. It's really important for us. But those two guys tomorrow, I hope they get better, and we're going to do good.
Okay, tell me about the way that you're going to have to play tomorrow night to compete with Ball State, because Ball State, even though Lewis played a great match tonight, Ball State has a little more talent, a little more seasoned talent. What are you going to have to do to compete with them? Because if you play like this tomorrow night, it's going to be a drawn-out 5-game affair.
I think we're going to play like we have to look back how we play against them and down in Ball State. And I mean, now we have advantage. We have home court, and we're just going to play hard and just go and have fun and just enjoy the match. And tomorrow we'll probably be successful as we play like that, hard and relaxed.
Okay, what were you talking about? Last question here, I'll let you go. What was the team talking about in the huddle there, the post-game huddle afterwards? Loy and Norman did a lot of the talking.
Loy came out and said, like I told you, we were fragmented. I mean, and like the haircuts, and we have different haircuts, and there you go. And then Norman said that to finish on a high note, we raised our level of play, and we play pretty good at the end. I mean, we were together, we were having fun, and it just came out and we won.
Okay. The goal is, though, to get to the Final Four. You got to take it one step at a time tomorrow night. 3 more to go. Okay, Paper Lot player of the game, IPFW winners in 4 tonight, 15-2 in the 4. Paper, you got quite a fan club out here. All right, buddy, thanks for stopping by. Let's send it back upstairs. Tim Heffron, you can wrap this one up for us.
Thank you, Paul. This college cable access sports presentation is underwritten in a part by Grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Once again, the final game was 15-2. IPFW wins 3 games to 1, advances to the championship round tomorrow night versus Ball State, which will happen at 7:30. We'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contributions to the live production of our volleyball match this evening. The telecast of this IPFW sports event is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without the expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 tomorrow evening at 7:30 to see the MIVA championship match between Ball State and IPFW. Thank you for joining us. For Paul, this is Tim. Goodbye for now.